You said there are tricks coming in season 3 besides dark slides and impossibles. What other tricks from Skate 3 are coming and when? I think Full Circle is actually listening to our feedback. Ever since players got invited to the playtest, we haven't heard a lot from Full Circle during the process. I was saying how it's been like a one-way communication system where everyone will put their stuff on there, but they won't get any responses back. But a decent amount of my concerns have been kind of fleshed out through this recent grind volume 6. Now, I still think there's a lot of work to be done, and I still think this game has the bones of a great game, but we're going to go through all the changes that they're going to apply in the next season 1 update, and we're also going to go through the battle pass pretty much, so show what you guys can get with a paid tier system. Now, the intro of this is basically just welcoming people that haven't kind of subscribed to this grind thing before or haven't seen it before. Basically what the grind is just an update from the devs that show what they're working on, what they're going to be adding. And here's a really cool statement from Full Circle that just emphasizes that they are working on the game still. This isn't the final build of the game, and that's something I urge everyone to kind of keep in mind, that this game is early access. It is still going to be built into something that I think most fans will enjoy in the end. I'm just gonna go ahead and read the quote. It's important to remember that early access is just the beginning. Everything from the gameplay to the core features to the visuals will continue evolving and improving during early access and beyond. This is a new game, a new world, and we're excited about where it's headed. We think this is the best skateboarding experience we have ever created. Will the visuals change over time? Absolutely. You'll see the characters in the world evolve to include more detail and personality throughout our future updates. Now, the two major things I don't really like about this new skate is the visuals and the challenges being repetitive. Now, hearing them say that the visuals are going to change over time and add more detail just gives me a lot more hope for this game. Even though the visuals are just a very small portion of the game, I do think they add a lot to the overall enjoyment of you just playing around or feeling immersed in the game. And they even provided a video that shows off the lighting changes that are coming in season 1. This kind of brings back the sunsetty vibe of Skate 2. The lighting's a little bit more warm, which I'm curious to see what this will add to just the overall vibe. And something that really bugs me visually about the game is that they describe this city as a skateboard city. And it seems like every single obstacle in the game is like brand new, and there's nothing that has shown any sign of wear or tear from skateboarding. I know that's very nitpicky and little to think about, but it does add a lot of detail and adds a lot of world building pretty much. I don't know, it just makes it feel more alive. If you guys look at one of their first videos showing off what the game's gonna look like in the future, it shows a lot of detail and it's very representative of pretty much how it feels to be street skating in real life. The environment looked dirty. There was leaves on the ground, there was dirt and rocks and like little things like that that just kind of add more of a real world immersion. I don't know, I'm just kind of rambling right now, but that does look really cool. I like the lighting change. I think one thing this game would really benefit from is a day and night cycle. I think that would add a lot more variety, and it could be really cool in the replay editor to have like a camera light so you can see things during the night. So visual changes aside, they also showed off the skate pass. One thing I want to point out that they're doing with the skate pass is they're providing a carry forward system. So if you buy the season 1, you can also work on it and do it later, and you don't have to have FOMO and worry about completing it before season 2 drops. So once you buy the skate pass, you can have this thing forever and work on it whenever you want and select and choose which season you want to progress. So that is really cool. I love when games do that, especially free-to-play games, because sometimes I don't have a lot of time to play that game and play it constantly and grind. So I like to go back to games like Halo and finish the seasons that I haven't finished yet and just kind of whittle away at them, because games like Fortnite really strive off of FOMO. And it sucks because you have to spend $10 for these battle passes, and you should own these things forever and have the chance to come back to them and progress them whenever you want. So I think this is a really cool thing that they're doing, and hopefully more free-to-play games try stuff like this because it adds a lot more value. They're also going to be adding new skatable areas, which I'm really excited for, and new challenges and tasks. They're also going to be adding new brands like Santa Cruz, Independent, and Creature, which is really good to hear. I didn't read this the first time, but they're also adding new music to the game too. If you guys don't know what band Operation Ivy is, it's a band that I grew up with when I was younger. They're like a ska punk band, and Sound System is one of those songs that was playing constantly in my house. Thankfully to my dad, he was really into ska and punk, so this is really cool to see. Jurassic 5 is like one of my favorite rap groups of all time, so seeing What's Golden in here is so sick. They're going to be adding some bug fixes and quality of life improvements, which I'm curious to see what that means. There are some glitches currently in the game that I do think need patched. I don't think every glitch should stay, but I think there are some glitches that should stay for sure, so don't get me wrong. I think the T-pose glitch is a little too much. I've seen people do that constantly, trying to get to a higher area of the map easily. I think it does take away from what they're trying to show off in the game, which is discover new areas by progressing through the parkour stuff. You know, like, it does take away from the vibe of you going to explore the city. Even though the city is really small, I do think this should be patched just because it kind of takes away from just going and finding new spots. So we'll see. I want to know what you guys actually think about that, because I'm not sure what glitches are like a popular thing that people would like to see just kept in the game. So just let me know down in the comments. They're also going to be having a Halloween season called San Van Skatoween or whatever. That's cool. I'm all for like seasonal events. I think those are really fun in any game. I feel as long as they don't add like snow, I think we'll be fine. But maybe if they add snow, they can just like add patches of snow around just to show that it was snowy the night before, but like everything kind of just dried up. I don't know. We'll see how that works. They're going over the Founders Pack, which I've said my opinions on before. I'm not a big fan of the Founders Pack. One of the biggest things that they do talk about in these grind volumes are the Q&As, and they actually answer our questions, some of the most popular questions that we have. Right here, they're talking about brand partners coming to Skate. They're talking about some of the brands that are already currently involved with the game, and then they're just talking about how they're adding more brands like Santa Cruz, Creature Independent, yada yada yada. So that's really good to hear. I hope they add more smaller brands, because I feel like sometimes in skate games, when they feature small brands, they usually kind of help garner success for these brands. I think that's one of the coolest things about skateboard video games, is that it brings light to other brands and stuff that you might have not known about before playing the game. So hopefully they look towards different stuff to add, because I think there's a lot of really cool stuff out there that people aren't really shedding light on, and they need some love too, not just the big brands. Anyway, it is really cool that they're adding more brands, so good to see that. What legacy modes are coming to Skate? They're also going to be adding more modes like death races and all that stuff, so that is good to hear them comment on that, because there's never been anything confirmed. They've talked a little bit about that in the roadmap, but hopefully they add just more modes, because it makes multiplayer games so much fun. And I personally would like to see a Fall Guys type game mode in this game, because I think it would just freaking kill. It could be a side mode that you can just activate on the map, and everyone can come in, and whoever's the last person standing on the skateboard, it could be like a triathlon pretty much, where you can use parkour moves or skateboard moves to get to the end. If you guys haven't seen the skateboard game show called Casso, go check it out on YouTube. Most of the episodes are on there. I think that would be a great sponsorship for Skate to have, and feature Casso as like the battle royale kind of game mode, and it's like the last person standing wins. Stuff like that would also keep them in line with skateboard culture and keep them relevant and make it fun. Anyways, check out Casso. It is so freaking sick. You guys will really like that show. Can we get bigger throwdown parties? And their answer is basically just, how big do you guys want the throwdown parties? Honestly, I don't really mind. I think it's up to 10 players right now, which feels fine, but honestly, just unlimit that thing, make the whole lobby play. Who cares? I think it would be really cool. You said there are tricks coming in season 3 besides dark slides and impossibles. What other tricks from Skate 3 are coming and when? With Skate, we resurrected Flick It in the Frostbite engine and are bringing tricks from the legacy titles to Skate. Impossibles and expanded hand plants, which that's cool to hear. I'm excited to see some more hand plant variations. With dark slides and improved foot plants / bonelesses coming in season 3, that's pretty cool. I'm excited to see them improve the foot plants and bonelesses, because they do look a little sketchy in certain scenarios, so that's good to see. Ensuring solid gameplay is very important to us, and you can expect more past season 3. But that's all we're talking about for now. Rest assured, there's more to come. That's good that they're thinking of adding more tricks. I'm excited to see them kind of hype those up, because it's like, if they add really cool trick variations every single season, we're gonna have a completely different game by the end of next year. So that is really cool. It is a bummer that it's not there at the start, but you know, at least we're getting it. Will we ever have to pay for new tricks? That's funny. No. Yeah, that's a given. That seems like a pay to win kind of thing. That's good that they're kind of reassuring people that no, they're not doing that. That's great. Seasons will have a major update. What will be the cadence of other updates? With each season, we'll have a seasonal update that addresses quality of life issues and bugs and introduces new features, skatable areas, challenges, and more. Between those updates, we will push back-end fixes, hot fixes as needed to address bugs, crashes, and stability. Is Skate still coming to mobile devices? And in their answer, they are assuring that yes, it is coming, I still think that they should not focus on a mobile game. I think the mobile game is not going to exceed expectations. I think they're going to be optimizing the main game alongside the mobile game, and I think that's only going to depreciate the value of the game on console or PC so much more. I would like to know, what do you guys think about the mobile version? Will you guys even be playing it? Is it something you're interested in? I'd rather see Skate be more focused on like handheld consoles, because that just furthers the gaming sphere. Mobile games is kind of a touchy subject. I think if they made a mobile specific Skate that's separate from the main big Skate that we have on PC and console, that would be a good thing. But I think if they're developing it alongside, they're only going to put focus into making both work in tandem, and that's a lot of development time that they could be using towards making the game just as good as it can be on modern hardware. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I really want to hear from you guys, because you guys are the ones playing the game. And if you guys do play mobile games, would this be one that makes sense? I feel like it might be really weird to use the flick it system on there. Could be totally wrong. Can we get any teasers/info about what's coming to Brick Switch, challenges/missions, and when? Starting with season 2, we'll have some teasers for you regarding Brick Switch, so stay tuned. And when season 1 drops, they're going to be releasing developer blogs every single week. It's going to be good to hear from the developers weekly, because this is a live service game, so if there is something messed up, they can address it every single week. So that's good to hear that they're going to be doing this weekly. Anyway, that was a lot to go through. We didn't even get to see all the stuff that's going to be featured in the Skate Pass, but as soon as season 1 comes out, we're going to do like an update video on that as well. But if you guys enjoyed this kind of video of me talking about updates, let me know, because I would like to make these weekly if possible, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of content that people miss out on, and it'd be cool to kind of shed some light on it. Anyway, drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe, do all that stuff. I would appreciate it so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.